Hello everybody and welcome back to Web Gaming Central. I have another video here for you, another tutorial. This one involves combat and it's just something I want to show you that you may want to know when it comes to combat. Okay, just very briefly I'm going to take you back to this ability wheel and look at the actives I have here. As you can see, I have my blades active as well as my pistols, and I want to encourage you, if you do play the game, really play it however you want to play it. So, if you want to have or use just one weapon and, have more abilities, all 7 abilities for that weapon, that's fine. That's great. But I want to show you a benefit to having 2 weapons active at the same time. Okay? Once you get into the game, one concept you really want to understand when it comes to combat in this game is that there are builder abilities and finisher abilities, and maybe I should use attack or whatever. What's the best word to use? I guess abilities is gonna have to work for now, but what you call your builder abilities and then your finisher abilities. So let me explain that. If you can follow my mouse here for a second, my first ability in the my active tray here is Matador, and that's my blade ability, and it builds 1 resource for each weapon. Okay, each weapon. I'll say that again. It builds 1 resource for each weapon that you have equipped. So think about it right there. You can probably understand that if you have 1 weapon equipped, it's not as beneficial as having 2. Okay, at least as far as the builder finisher concept goes. Alright, but also my pistols has a builder ability as well, which is the hair trigger. Every time I use that, it builds 1 resource. Now there are 5 resources, and or let me put it this way: the more resources you have, the more powerful your finisher abilities become. Okay, so the general idea is you want to build up all the way to 5 out of 5 resources, and then unleash your finisher abilities. And I'm going to demonstrate that for you using both my blade and both my pistol. Now, just so you know, when you build up 1 weapon and you use that finisher, it goes back to 0, and you have to rebuild up your resources in order to get the full strength of your finisher abilities. The benefit comes when you have 2 weapons, because once you build up 1 time, it builds for both weapons. And you're going to see right here, if you look at the bottom of my screen, you see these here building up to 5. Now I can use my finisher for my pistols as well as the finisher for my blade. And just like that, you gain more damage over the course of the fight, or you dish out more damage over the course of the fight by doing that. And again, I'm going to do it again. This guy's done. Use my blade, finisher, and as you can see, I just wiped out more than 75% of that enemy's health with just 1 finisher ability that was built all the way to the 5th resource. Okay, now when you're fighting bosses or more difficult enemies than yourself, that mechanic becomes priceless. And I'll say that again: when you're fighting enemies more powerful than yourself, and or just bosses in general, you're going to give yourself a great chance to win because you're using that concept. So as you can see, having more than 1 weapon definitely gives you the benefit of dishing out more damage over the course of the fight. Now I will say, the concept works great. In my opinion, it works better against bosses and stronger enemies, because with these easy guys here, it's kind of, you really don't even really need to use it because they pretty much fall easily. But this guy over here across the way, he's a little more powerful than all those guys combined. So I'm going to fight him and demonstrate it, and I think I'm going to do it twice. I'm going to fight 2 of these guys. First time I'm going to build and just use 1 weapon, and you'll see how much longer it takes me to win. We're going to use the pistols this time, and only the pistols. I don't have a timer, so I can't show you, but as you can see, I'm at the 5th resource now. Going to unleash my finisher for my pistols, and we start over. I can use some of the other abilities too, and I have a hinder ability right there that I'm going to use to take some health. But as you can see, this fight is dragging on a little bit, and that's fine. At the 5th resource, going to use the finisher. Still didn't finish him off. That's fine. he's going down now, and I still have, you know, a good amount of health, so not bad, you know. But let's find a similar enemy and try using both. I wanted to be fair. They're together, so let's find one of these guys that are alone, and maybe he's on this side, so bear with me 1 second. Here we go. Okay, so let's use both abilities. So I'm going to build up first, which if you look on the left hand side next to my ability bar, the blade resource is already full. So let's use the blade, cut him down, go right into the finisher for the pistols, and as you can see, this guy is already almost done. I need to do this one more time, and I might only even have to use one finisher. So let's use the blade, and as you can see, one finisher, and this guy fell much faster than the other guy. So that's the benefit of using both weapons and going with the combo, because again, when you start fighting more difficult enemies and more complicated enemies, because not every enemy is the same, I'll let you know that right now. And as you progress in the game, enemies become that much more complicated and difficult, so you'll want to have that type of mechanic under your belt. So this again is just a combat tutorial. There's more things that you can do, more things that you can understand as it relates to the combat in this game. But you know, keep it interesting, and that's one way that you can definitely do that. So thanks for watching this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, and hope to come back with more. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.